We all know what emojis are. And to be honest, there are so many, I wanted to try something with these emojis. I looked around YouTube and some other websites until I realized that some Pokémon artists and Fakemon artists did a challenge where they took 3 or more emojis and tried to turn them into their own Fakemon. So I want to do the same. These are the 3 emojis used for my first design. I thought that making a cute grass water-type Pokemon using a duck for the base was a good idea, which worked out well in Paddock. Its name comes from paddle and duck. Paddock is a small and energetic Pokemon. They have large, almost branch-like wings. They use their long legs to find strong leaves to use as wings. Every winter, Paddocks search for new leaves to use. The larger the leaves are, the better they are at flying. They are excellent swimmers and use a special muscle in their neck to generate air bubbles that latch around their neck like a necklace. When swimming, they use their beaks to grab an air bubble from their necks and use it to stay underwater for long periods of time. The 3 emojis for Spiraline's design were the whale emoji, ghost emoji, and moon emoji. I didn't know what to do with these until I remembered an old myth about a ghost whale. Just a warning, I don't know how to pronounce these next few words, so don't correct me. I will put the spelling in the comments. This myth is called the Bake Kujira and is an immortal whale skeleton that has the ability to manipulate animals and spirits. I thought it would be a great idea to design a Fakemon based on that. The name Spiraline comes from the word spirit, which is a soul or a ghost, and the word baleen, which is the tooth-like material in a large whale's mouth. The word spiraling could also be used, maybe as a reference to how spiraling spins around underwater and above water. Spiraline is a large ghost psychic type Pokemon that resembles a whale of some sort. No trainer knows why or how it exists. It seemed to appear suddenly. They are known to bring bad luck to trainers who have more than one of them on a team at a time. Overall, Spiraline is a strong and resilient Pokemon that can be useful with its powerful psychic type moves. Most of the time, they will be underwater swimming around, but if a trainer gets lucky, they will use their powerful forces that allow it to levitate and fly in the air. If you tried to touch one of these Pokemon, your hand would phase right through their skin and touch the bone. I decided that this Pokemon would need to be some sort of water sloth with the first and last emoji. I didn't know how to include the middle barber pole emoji because it didn't tie together well. So I did some research and found about the Thalassinocus, a large species of sloth that swam and would be perfect for this concept. But back to the barber pole. How would I incorporate that into the design and lore of this Pokemon? That is when I decided to give this Pokemon different stripes of fur, which each have a unique color and pattern. This would be a great habit to have for this Pokemon, making it love to keep its hair and fur neat. Slothalas was a neat Pokemon. It was very hard to come up with, but I think it fit together well. These were the next set of emojis. At first, I was puzzled. I had no clue what to do with these 3, but eventually, I decided that the horns could be great represented as a rainbow, and I can sprinkle in bits of the other emojis throughout the design. Rainbow is a large Pokemon. They have sharp spikes that glow different colors depending on the time of day. Rainbow use shoulder pads on their shoulders for making their songs louder. The special holes in their shoulder pads are connected to their throats. When singing, Rainbow compete to find out which one has the loudest cry. The taller the spikes, the louder their voice. They have long legs that allow them to run at high speeds despite their large bodies. My next set of emojis shouldn't be too hard. I can mix the animals and add a glasses-like look to the Pokémon. Born bigger than a man, Hornape create chaos with their horns and large hands. They destroy everything in their path and do not get caught easily. This Pokémon often tear up an open Pokémon ball. So, to contain them, professors have created the Cell Ball. Similar to the Ultra Ball, it is made stronger and is tough to break out of. Instead of shrinking the Pokémon's body and containing it, the Cell Ball neutralizes the Pokémon's atoms and they become a bunch of cells. The Pokémon will stay in this state until released. Studies have shown that Pokémon enjoy this treatment more than a normal Pokéball. This one was a hard one to design, but eventually I had the perfect idea. I would take the vampire emoji and turn it into a bat. I would take the pumpkin emoji and use that as the base for the head. And I will mix that in with the hat. Pumpire are very shy. They are known to have deformed faces and feel very insecure about it. They try to hide their faces in a hat, usually made out of pumpkin, but it could be made out of apples or other fruits. They feed off of the insides of these fruits, which means they need to switch out every few days. The orange bit on a pumpire's stomach is to mimic a pumpkin seed in case predators try to get too close.